it's Jen and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a very important video for you guys. It is all about how to clean and disinfect your makeup. It's actually very simple, so I hope that this is a useful video for you guys. And just as a really quick update before we begin, I just got back from Hong Kong, so that's why I was away the last week and I did miss you guys. Just wanted to thank those of you guys who came along with me on my journey to Hong Kong while I was filming a Taste of Hong Kong show for the Discovery channel for Asia Pacific region. It is going to air this summer within 1 or 2 months, so I'll let you guys know about that. And also I just wanted to quickly let you guys know that I finally started Snapchat because you guys recommended me to do it. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I started it, so you're welcome to follow me if you want to. Anyway, so that's it, and let's begin with how to clean and sanitize your makeup. Okay, so before I begin showing you guys how to actually disinfect your makeup, I thought that I'd just give you guys a couple of tips to just live by to keep things nice and under control and keep a nice, cleanly and hygienic routine when you're handling your makeup on a regular basis. So number one is very simple. It's just that a lot of us tend to forget to do this. Simply wash your hands before you do anything, whether it's your skincare routine or whether it's actual makeup. It's a good thing to just keep your hands nice and clean and use a antibacterial hand wash. Make sure that you try to rub it into your hands for about 10 seconds at least to get rid of any unnecessary germs or bacteria on your hands. Tip number two is to always use a makeup spatula if possible, or if you don't have a spatula, a cotton bud to scoop out any products from anything that is inside of a jar. So instead of using your fingers, which will transfer bacteria inside and it will continue to breed, try to use a clean tool or spatula to scoop out what product you need. Place the product on the back of your hand or on a clean palette or something to use the product and not have to double dip. That's a really good general rule of thumb, since bacteria breeds like crazy in damp and moist areas. So that was rule number two. Now rule number three, it is your makeup brushes. Keep your makeup brushes nice and clean. If you can, try to spot clean your makeup brushes after each use and do a deep cleansing every fortnight at least. It really makes a huge difference to do your makeup with clean brushes, and also it'll keep your makeup nice and clean as well. So I'm going to go through this in a separate video where I show you guys how to clean and disinfect your makeup brushes, but that's for a separate video, and once that goes up I'll make sure that I link it somewhere here. So clean hands, clean spatula and clean brushes. And number four, look at the expiry dates of your makeup products. Now if you look at the bottom or on the sides of your makeup products, you'll see a little picture of a jar with an open lid, and it'll usually have a number with a capital M next to it. I'm pretty sure you guys all know, but it stands for how many months it can go for once the product is open. Every product has different expiry dates, so mascaras will go for like 3 months, foundation products and powder products can go for 12 to 24 months. But it really is, as I said, just a guideline. Check your products by smelling it. If it smells off, just throw it out. You don't want anything like that around your face. It's not worth getting an infection. And also, I'm not sure about you guys, but usually parents are really bad at keeping expiry dates of makeup products. So if you can, try to go through your parents' ones and advise them as well, because it's not safe to use products that are too old. Every product that we use somehow gets consumed by our body, so even if it's really expensive, I mean, it's not worth your health. If they're old and dried up, I mean, it's time for them to go. So tip number five is something I'm going to expand on as I show you how to clean and disinfect your makeup, but it's basically to have a spray bottle with some rubbing alcohol or surgical spirits. It'll be called something different depending on where you are in the world, but you'll most likely have this somewhere at home, 70% at least and higher, to spray and spritz all of your products and get rid of that first top layer of bacteria buildup. It's definitely something that will come in handy, especially for makeup artists. So they're my top 5 tips, and now it is time to show you how to clean and disinfect your actual makeup products. Okay, so what you'll be needing is, as I said before, rubbing alcohol or surgical spirits, 70% at least or higher. And you can buy this in different forms. There are ones that are just a simple liquid which is super cheap, and you can use it to transfer it into different bottles to use it as sprays and use it to dip products in, so it's super handy to have one of these. There's also alcohol that comes in different forms, such as soaked cotton buds or soaked little square sheets of cotton. You can use this to wipe surfaces, and the actual function of rubbing alcohol is to disinfect wounds when you've just gotten hurt, so it's actually really safe to use for your makeup if you're wondering. Some people like to just buy the cotton buds themselves and simply soak it in the liquid, but you can buy the ready-made packs, which are actually very cheap in Korea. So firstly, when it comes to cleaning gel pots, could be eyebrow gel products, eyeliners, even gel eyeshadows. There's heaps of things that come in these little jars and pots of moist product, and these guys are pretty much the worst in terms of building up bacteria. So make sure that you do not share your gel eyeliners with anybody, and if you do, as I said, scoop out the product beforehand. So cleaning gel pots is really simple. You just want to take off the first surface layer of product. You can use a simple tissue, or you can use a soaked cotton bud or little squares with rubbing alcohol to wipe off that top surface. And then it's as simple as spraying it a couple of times with the rubbing alcohol and leaving it out for a couple of seconds to dry. And when it's dry, you just close it up and you're good to go. So the same thing goes with cream eyeshadows and also cream pots. You really want to wipe off that immediate first surface layer of product, just a really little bit, and then spray some rubbing alcohol over the top. And while you're at it, I advise you to also wipe around the entire packaging, since your hands go all over that as well. So it's good to keep them nice and clean. So it's good to do this at least once a month or so, but as I said, the spray can be kept handy to use after each use and immediately before each use too. Now for pencils, whether they're eyeliners or lip products, what I recommend is to sharpen the tip often, get rid of that immediate surface layer, or if it's non-sharpenable and it's just retractable, just wipe off that immediate first layer on some tissue. And if you want, you can also finish it off with a few sprays of the rubbing alcohol. Now for lipsticks, it's the same story. Wipe off that immediate first layer after each use. Don't just close it up, because you've got dead skin cells all over, and if you think about it, when you're having dinner and you wipe your mouth with your napkin at the end, you don't want to touch that napkin again, and that was just one use. Think about lipstick. But I do recommend, as I said, to carry around some rubbing alcohol, and you can just spray it a few times. Some people actually like to take out their lipsticks and place it upside down in a little jar of rubbing alcohol for a few seconds, and that's like the surefire method to get rid of that immediate bacteria. As I said though, stick to your expiry dates, guys. For applicator ones, such as lipstick ones, concealer ones, anything that has that kind of cottony or material-like surface, even mascara ones, you just want to take them out. Give them a good wash. I like to wash it with some antibacterial hand wash and my Dr. Bronner's organic soap. It's like a soap that sort of foams up, but it's really, really good. It's very cleansing. I like to use this for makeup brushes as well. It's really gentle, but it does the job really effectively. So I sort of mix it together with a bit of antibacterial hand wash because of the antibacterial qualities in it, and just give it a good rinse under warm water, then completely dry it with a towel. Finish off with a few spritzes of the rubbing alcohol. Leave it out to dry, and you've got your makeup really nice and clean, and your mascara ones as well. You really want to make sure that those things are cleaned once in a while, especially if they are a couple of months old. But mascara, you really need to go and chuck them out if they are about 3 months, or if they start to smell a bit strange. Definitely get rid of them, guys. Mascaras are not even that expensive. It's not worth getting eye infections over. Now, eyeshadow palettes and pressed powders, anything that's powdery, blushes, contours, you don't need to necessarily wipe the top layer off or anything, but it's good to just go over it with some rubbing alcohol, leave it out to dry, and you can use the product immediately after it dries, and it's perfectly fine. Just be assured about that, and keep your sponges nice and clean as well. So it's important not to neglect our dry products as well. Now it is time for BB cushion foundations. Now these guys, these are buggers, because BB cushions are so convenient to use, but they're actually not that convenient to keep nice and clean. And I'm pretty certain some, if not most of you guys, have thought about the hygiene factor of BB cushions. Now, if you stick to the use by date, as I said, it's fine. I have some products that I recommend for cleaning these sponges. I like to use my Sigma cleansers. You can use them for your brushes as well, and I'm going to show you how to use them later for brushes. But these are really good for using for sponges as well. Basically, place it on the bottom of your sink and use it as a sort of surface. Really handy because you don't have to worry about the running water. Keep it there and you can use it for any kind of tools that you're cleansing. So since I have so many BB cushions. Every once in a while, I'd say about once a month, I take out all of my sponges, that's if I've used them all, and I just sort of chuck them into my sink on top of the Sigma cleansing thing, and then I just soak them in warm water until they're completely damp. And this Beauty Blender sponge cleanser is the bomb. It is the absolute best thing to clean anything. It's just really fast, it's really effective because it's made for sponges, so it really works for these kind of sponges. So what I simply do is I just give each sponge a bit of a rub on both sides. I use my fingers to just work it into the sponge, being very gentle because you can actually ruin these things. Simply just rub them along the surface very gently. Then I rinse each of them out like so. And finally, I just place them all in the same place, and I give a few pumps of my antibacterial hand wash just to get rid of the bacteria, and I just give them a good cleanse until I find that they are nice and clean. It is actually quite a bit of a job to clean these sponges, but it's worth doing, and I'd say just do this for as long as the sponge holds up, and then you can go and refill sponges. So once we're done with the sponges, what you simply need to do is go in with a towel, press out any excess moisture and leave them out to dry. And after a few hours, they'll be completely dry. Put them back in the clean packaging and you're good to go with your clean BB cushion foundations. Now don't forget about the actual BB cushion packaging itself. So wherever the sponge sits, even including the little edge areas and the mirror, you want to just take some of the rubbing alcohol on a cotton bud or anything, just wipe off each surface and allow it to dry. Open the lid as well, and around the sponge area that's full of product, you want to clean around that and on the lid as well. Now for the product that's inside the sponge, there's nothing we can do about it except just keep the actual sponge that goes on our face as clean as possible so that when we double dip, it's not as bad. But what I recommend is simply to use up the product within the recommended expiry date, 6 to 12 months depending on the brand. I recommend to use them up within 3 to 6 months and then simply get a refill product and just use a new one. Or if you don't think that you can purchase refills constantly, you can keep the sponges and just wash them out and make your own BB cushion foundation. And I'm going to be making a video on this because it's actually really affordable, simple and it's variable because you can make your own formula that is suitable to your own skin tone and skin preferences. So if you guys are looking forward to that, make sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know, and I'll definitely do that very soon and link it to this video once it's ready. So that is pretty much it from me guys, your tips and demonstrations on how to clean and disinfect your makeup. And I hope that this helped you guys in some way, manner, shape or form. If it did, make sure to give it a thumbs up so I know. And also follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, Periscope, Facebook or Twitter and stay up to date with me throughout the week. So until then, happy, clean and hygienic makeup guys. I'll see you guys all in my next video.